Hey y'all, hi. It's happening. I am back to report on all of the tinted lip balms that I have been testing for months on end, kind of category by category, not really category by category, somewhat willy-nilly in a disorganized fashion, but I did some drugstore together in one video and some high-end together in one video. And there are some that I haven't talked about on camera yet. So I did the videos and then I continued to acquire tinted lip balm and test it, and all of it is going to be in this video. The losers, the winners, the revelations. If this is your first time to my channel, I welcome you here. My name is Hannah. I'm a writer. I'll link my book down below. I also make YouTube videos about beauty, fashion, consumerism, aesthetics, etc., etc. And you know, I love a tinted lip balm. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. So the original requirements, when I embarked upon this search, I was looking for a bullet format product, you know, this kind of thing. Twisty. So not in a squeezy tube, not in a pot where you have to get your finger in it. Wanted it to be just like pop the top off, swipe it on, put the lid back on and go. No goop. I originally thought I wanted no goop. Maybe there will be some amendments to that, but these are the requirements, and all of these are pretty much our bullet format, and it's because of that. So number one requirement, bullet. Number two requirement, a very light tint level. I wanted a product that was so lightly tinted that it would make sense with a no makeup look, and maybe even on a completely no makeup day. Very lightly tinted. I cannot overstate that enough. So many of these are disqualified because they actually apply like lipsticks. Number three, I was looking for a neutral, natural color, something not too bright. That's kind of aligned with the thing about tint level, but in some cases a slightly different category. Fourth requirement, I was looking for something that has body. So not too thin. It doesn't melt away to just a slippy oil and then soak right in and it's gone. Something that applies a thick, nourishing layer to the lips. I wanted it to be shiny. I wanted it to either be scent-free or have a scent that's not too strong and not off-putting. And I wanted it to nourish the lips and feel good and not feel like I was putting something on my lips that I didn't want to ingest. I didn't want it to feel like if I put it on, I looked fierce and felt fierce, but then I kind of wanted to blot it off before I bit into a sandwich, you know? Is all of that too much to ask? We'll see. But before we jump into these exact products, I need to tell you something that I learned. Actually, two things that I learned. Because I learned. I'm not an expert. I'm just a person buying tinted lip balm with her review budget and wearing it around the clock so that I could bring this video to you. What I learned is that there are actually two categories of product, two categories of this type of thing that are on the market right now. And even though they're two separate categories, within my search parameters, they got mixed together. So there are these two types of lip product that kind of both fell into my parameters. And so I ended up thinking that they were all one thing and kind of testing them together. And in doing so, learned that they're not the same thing. Glossy balms are their own thing. Glossy balms are meltier, although a lot of them do have enough body to satisfy me. They're meltier and they're goopier. It's that goopy stuff that often comes in like a click up tube, like a click thing where you click it up and then you can't wind it back down again because it's too goopy to really hold its own as a bullet. So it's not really a bullet. It's like a thick goop in a tube that you click up instead of squeezing out. Glossy balms have more makeup vibes than skincare vibes to me, and they are very shiny. Tinted lip balms, this is a separate category I feel, are more traditional chapstick-like balms. They feel more like skincare with a tint and less like makeup. They tend to be harder than glossy balms and to come in the traditional bullet that you twist up. In my search, I learned that these are two separate categories, and I learned that glossy balms are usually very shiny. No chapstick-style traditional tinted balm can outshine the glossiest glossy balm. However, glossy balms these days are framed more as makeup than as skincare, and they tend to feel less nourishing to the lips. They don't tend to check that final category of putting something on and then feeling great biting into a sandwich. It feels kind of like wearing a lipstick or a lip gloss. They tend to be less nourishing and comforting to the lips. I didn't come across a single glossy balm that could out-nourish the most nourishing chapstick-style tinted lip balm. And I realized that for me, even though I've been making a big deal about wanting something shiny, for me, the skincare feeling of the product is actually more important than shine. And this distinction helped me to ultra clarify what I'm specifically really looking for in this search in particular. I am looking for a really top-notch skincare product that feels amazing to slather all over my lips at all times and has a tint that is light enough so that it reads like skincare, both tactilely and visually, but I want it to have qualities that make it a little bit more exciting than a plain clear balm so that it can be used as part of a light makeup look without being too humdrum. And those qualities that I wanted to have are sexy shine and a very slight tint. It is asking a lot, right? But I don't feel like it's asking too much for something to strike this balance. As you can see though, it emerged that the skincare nature of the product mattered a lot to me. And I don't think I really knew that at the beginning. And this clarification shows me that glossy balms are out. They are makeup and I'm looking for skincare. This includes the Hourglass one that won the first round, although I really love it and we'll get to it later. I love it when I'm wearing makeup. It's perfect for a put together daytime look. It's perfect for filming, but it's not quite skincare enough to win the whole championship. I am willing to settle for slightly less gloss in order to have that nourishing skincare feeling. So the glossy balms all ended up in the bottom tier, basically, simply because of being glossy balms, although I will tell you the winner of the glossy balms when we get there because I feel like it's essentially its own category. The other thing I learned is that I'm not as opposed to the squeezy tube style balms as I thought that I was. The kind of Blistex style, you know, where you squeeze in and it comes out a little hole in an angled tip at the top. I think that my bullet format requirement, it's fine. The earring back, it's gone. Also, I realized as I sit here searching for my earring back that I've been talking for like 15 minutes at the beginning of this video, and you guys just want the lip balms. I'm almost done talking. I feel like the glossy balm distinction is important. It was in my chair. It was underneath my butt in my chair. This one's better anyway. I think that my bullet requirement was inhibiting shine capability. I think that there's something that has to go in, or how can I say this? My hypothesis is that the hardening waxes that go into a bullet format lip balm to keep it stable are more matte and they're kind of mattifying. In the course of this testing, I've ended up incorporating some squeeze tube balm products because they've come into my life for other reasons, like testing different brands, coming in PR, etc. And I've been really loving them. Maybe as much as the bullets. So I'll report on those two at the end. Let us get in to the meat of the meat. Okay, the bottom rung, I'm going to go through so quickly. And here's the thing. Okay, well, here's one thing. Some things have been lost. Some balms have been lost. Some balms have been given away. So they're not all here. If you really love tinted lip balm content, please watch the first 3 videos. There's one just random. There's one specifically about luxury tinted lip balms. There's a long, beefy one about drugstore tinted lip balms. All of these fails are in those videos, and the information I'm about to give you is repeated from those videos. I'm just going to bust through really quickly because I think some of these I hated. I mean, I know some of them I hated. For example, this sun bum situation, really, really strongly flavored and tasted disgusting. So I absolutely hated this. Nobody is surprised that this was out in the first round, bottom rung. But there are some others like this Kiko Milano one that I kind of liked, right? I think my objection was that it was a little bit thin, so it kind of failed on the structure, like nourishing layer count. It smelled like almonds. I liked the light tint. I liked the color. There were a lot of things I liked about it, and I was like, oh, it only just barely missed competing with the ones that were in the top. However, I have had no desire to wear it again since that video. It might as well be on the level with Sun Bum because it's just like the fact that it can't compete due to a few small things. When I am swimming in incredible tinted lip balms means that it's totally out. So I'm going to go through these and let you know all of them were totally out. Some for very clear reasons that I knew from the get-go, and some just because they've been languishing because I have no interest in them. And I feel like that's kind of the second wave of review for these products. Revlon Toasting Glasses was out from the beginning because it was way too pigmented. It's more of a lipstick. The Rom and Glasting Melting Balm is a glossy balm. This is a glossy balm. So these are out because they're glossy balms. However, I did follow up. A lot of you said that Scotch Nude, which was the one that I tried in that video, was more pigmented. It was so pigmented. And I was like, why does everyone keep saying they'll think I like this? Some of you said in the comments that it's more pigmented than the other one. So I got this one, Cocoa Nude, hoping it would be less pigmented. I'll show you because I haven't applied this one on camera before. It's beautiful. It's a great product. It has kind of a peachy scent. It's nice and thick, really glossy, but it's definitely a glossy balm. It feels like makeup to me, reads as makeup. It's not giving me that nourishing, skincare focused vibe. Even though my lips like it, it feels nourishing to the lips. It feels like it's designed more to look good than it is to nourish. And this is the biggest issue for me, the color, even though the tint level is lighter than Scotch Nude, the color of Cocoa Nude is a little bit on the pinky peachy side for me, so it's out for all of those reasons. Dior Lip Glow, out because it is a pH adjusting product that dyed my lips bright pink. Can you even? Dior. Can you eat? Let's get at some more of these hideous luxury items. Givenchy Rose Perfecto. I mean, it's not hideous, it's beautiful, but the scent is so incredibly strong and perfumey. And you know, my sense of smell, my sensitivity to scent was pretty overdeveloped for about a year and a half there. Like hormonal, really like strong scents were really too much for me, but I'm recalibrating now. And there are things that, like I got this body wash in PR probably a year ago with a really strong scent, and I smelled it and I was like, this is unbearable. How can anyone stand this? And just recently I've started using it and I actually really like it. It's strong. The scent is strong, but I like it. I feel like I'm starting to recalibrate, and yet still, I do not understand how anyone could put this on their lips. It still smells like you sprayed a bottle of perfume in your face, and it tastes like you sprayed it in your mouth. This is a NYX Slick Click Stick. The original one that was in the video, I think, is gone. I don't know. I think I might have given it away. I liked the product a lot, but it was too pigmented. So I got this clear with sparkles version, and it's not as nice as the other one because the sparkles make it kind of grainy. It's out because it's a glossy balm. That's what this is, and that's what the other one was too. Very makeup, not very skincare, so didn't compete. L'Oreal Glow Paradise and Luminous Coral. Very weird and disgusting looking, and definitely a makeup thing. Again, the visuals of all of these on my lips, it's in all the other videos. So if you want, I'm just trying to bust through these and kind of update you if any of them need updating. If you want all of the information, then you gotta watch the other videos. Nivea Rich Care and Color. I'm actually gonna apply this. Oh yeah, because I haven't wanted to wear this, but I couldn't quite remember why. You know, I had in my mind it was sort of glossy, shine, and thin, and that is what it is. It has an unusually high level of shine. It feels like a melting, not quite like a glossy balm because it's not goopy. It's like an oil stick. It's like a melting oil stick, and it doesn't, even though it's Nivea, it doesn't feel as much like skincare as I would like it to. It's not thick. It's a little too pink for me. So those are all the reasons why it's out of the running, why it's in the bottom tier. Chanel. I want to give this one another try too. Chanel Rouge Cocoa Balm in the shade Keep Cool. Many of you made it clear in the comments on that luxury lip balms video that I got the wrong color of this. It has a bit of an icy, you know, it's got that like 90s frosted look, and a lot of them don't. The pigment level is light enough. The scent isn't overpowering. This one I don't love that finish. The color's fine. It is a bit thin. It doesn't feel skincare-y. It definitely reads as makeup. And it also looks really weird if I'm not wearing makeup on the rest of my face. So that's why this one didn't really make it through, but it's not as bad as the other luxury lip balms. The Kosas product is in the shade 100 Degrees. I can't remember the name of the product, but you know, it's the Kosas tinted lip balm, quote unquote. If I remember correctly, this one was kicked out because it was so pigmented, like really, really a lipstick. Hurrah Hazelnut Tinted Lip Balm. Nice color, but way too thin. Neutrogena Revitalizing Lip Balm. I believe, yeah, has a chemical sunscreen in it, and I'm not into that. I think it might have had a scent issue as well. No, not bad. Not bad. I wish it didn't have that chemical sunscreen in it. Hen Organics. I remember this being, the bullet being too hard and the color being too orange, but I'm gonna give it another try. Yeah, I had to work really hard to get it to transfer. Don't like the color, and I can't get a thick layer. It's just like everything about it is a little bit wrong. YSL Candy Glaze, kicked out because it was too pigmented. Fully a lipstick, and I would actually call this a glossy balm as well. I ended up getting the clear version, and I wear it a lot. Like, I will just throw it on even when I don't have makeup on. It's in the shade 02, but it still feels more like makeup, like a nourishing makeup product. Even the clear one feels that way. It's definitely a glossy balm. Looks good, but not what I'm looking for. Mob Beauty Lip Balm, didn't make it because it was way too pigmented and the color didn't work for me. And then the Burt's Bees Gloss and Glow. Yeah, I think it was too pigmented. I think that was what it was. It's got a lot going for it. I think that the pigment level meant that it didn't progress in this competition specifically, but I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really wanted to wear it. It's also got very strong melon scent. And then I have this YSL Love Shine here that I got to compare it to Candy Glaze. So Candy Glaze, which is the one that I just had on, and that was in the shade 15. It's thick and goopy. It's the classic glossy balm. It applies a thick, nourishing layer, very shiny, very present on the lips. And I like that. I like that for a product. Obviously not for the tinted lip balm for which I search, but I like it in general. Love Shine is like a thin, melting stick oil that's really pigmented. So it's this combination of all these things that I struggle with. It's one of those products that melts to an oil on contact with the heat of your skin. So it becomes really thin. You can't really build it up, but there's so much pigment that pigment goes all over the place. It's very slidey. It's kind of hard to control, but you don't get any payoff, any like texture payoff. It reminds me a lot of the new Lisa Eldridge tinted lip balms. They are the same. Like, it's basically the same product. And I didn't like those, and I don't like this. It looks fine. I mean, it ends up looking kind of nice and natural, a little bit less high voltage than the Candy Glaze, but it's not the type of product that I end up falling for. And this is in the shade 202. Okay, so those are the ones that didn't progress. And that's by far the biggest category. I'm sorry that it went on for so long, but I felt it was important to kind of report back about the things that didn't get covered in the other videos and update you on some of the things from the other videos. The second category is very small. It's the middle tier. So these are really great products that I've kind of kept around, that I keep wearing. They're out of the running because I wanted to only pick one winner in each category for the top. And these products, for one reason or another, couldn't compete with the very tippy top. And I am going to apply them. Actually, for some reason, I put the original NARS in this box. This was my best tinted lip balm before I started this search. I actually think it should go in the bottom tier now. Well, I remember why I like it. It's because the pigment level is just so light. So this is the Afterglow Lip Balm in Fast Lane. It's truly tinted. It's not heavily pigmented. That is so hard to find, and that's why I was wearing this so much before I started this search. It's a little thin. That's why I embarked on this search. I was looking for something as lightly pigmented as this that would serve the same purpose, but that was in maybe a slightly less pink color and that had more body, more nourishing body, and sat on the lips better. So yeah, this does belong in the middle tier because its light pigment level makes it so versatile, but it definitely can't compete with the things that ended up in the top. Nivea Blackberry Balm, literally the exact opposite problem. I love how thick this feels, how nourishing. It's not thick like a paste, like a goopy paste. It just is so present on the lips. I want to keep layering and layering and layering it. It feels really comforting and cushy on the lips. It feels really, really good, really like skincare. And the NARS does not. Texture, formula, it is so much better than the NARS. The clear issue is that the color is so strong, right? It's so pigmented and it's a little bit too magenta for me. So I had this around and I kept wanting to wear it, and I put it on a couple of times because I love how it feels. And then it's just too strong of a lip look for me and not the right color, but I felt it needed to make it into the middle tier because I like it so much better than a lot of the things that didn't make it. If something had the pigment level of the NARS but the formula of the Nivea, that would be the winner. Okay, let's talk about these Phytosurgeons balms. I've been dying to review them. You've been dying for me to review them. They're really, really good. There's a reason they're in the middle tier. I have Soft Swells and Brave Break for you, and I'm going to try them both on so you can see. The thing about these is the formula is extraordinary. It's so jelly, cushiony. It coats the lips. It has adhesive qualities or like adhering qualities that I would call waxy. Like, that's how well it sticks to the lips, but it doesn't feel waxy. I think of something waxy as being really stiff. It has the stick-to-itiveness of something waxy, but it is much more comfortable on the lips than something super waxy. It's not really soft right away. It really holds its own, the bullet, but if you go over and over and over over, it transfers a lot of product to the lips and it's lovely. They did such a good job formulating this product. I love wearing it. I have the clear one and I've been wearing that a lot. It's like one of my most worn lip balms right now. And I also have Brave Break, which is the brown one. I have found it a little too dark to just throw on, a little bit too pigmented. It's very lightly pigmented compared to a lot of things on the market, like compared to the Nivea, for example. So they didn't make the mistake of putting too much pigment in it and thinking that a tinted lip balm needed to be like extremely tinted in order for people to like it, in order for it to sell. I mean, they really got the memo that sheer means sheer. But let me put on Brave Break. Yeah, see this? The quality of the pigment, the way it sits on the skin is so beautiful. It really makes it almost look like this is the natural color of my lips. You can tell that it's not on me because I'm so fair, but I love the look. I love the sort of staining quality of the look with the extremely nourishing, thick gel-like layer of the product. It's so good. However, you can see that I can't just throw this on with no makeup or even with no makeup. It's a little bit of a strong look, and that's why they're in the middle tier, because I feel like it's an extraordinary product that isn't quite light enough in pigment for me to just use in everyday. But Soft Swells, which I hadn't really tried that much, I've mostly been using this one, is more wearable for me. I think it's kind of neck and neck with the other one that is the winner in the indie category. I think just because I'm the palest person, but I've been using the darkest color, I haven't been finding the one that I've been using the most to be easy to throw on in the everyday. Clearly, that's not necessarily the case with all of the colors. It's just the one that I've been using. And even this, the longer I wear it, the more natural it looks. Let's move on to the ones that I officially had placed in the top tier, the winners, the one winner in each of my categories. Can't wait to show you. And I'm going to apply them all because some of these I haven't shown you yet. Some I haven't talked about yet. Okay, the winner of the luxury category, the best high-end luxury lip balm, the Rabanne Love Balm in Soul Kiss. It is so good. This might be my favorite of all of them. Like, I am so into it. Kind of like the Phytosurgence ones, the bullet is very hard, but it transfers a lot of product if you swipe it on, and you end up with a really thick, super nourishing layer. It's unscented. It just feels so healthy and good for the lips. The tint level is very low. So this is their brown, but it's not quite as tinted, I think, as Phytosurgence Brave Break, but they're pretty similar. The reason that this one wins for me is that the shade, the brown, has that slightly gray tint. It's like a really mucky, super neutral, slightly weird purplish brown. And that's my absolute favorite color for a lip balm. It's kind of like the luxury lip balm version of Maybelline Gone Greige. The color is what makes it a unicorn. The fact that it also has one of the best formulas of anything that I've tried during this whole process. I feel like the Phytosurgence is up there in terms of best formula, and this is neck and neck with it. It's just so exciting. I'm so glad that it exists. I'm so glad that some of you recommended it in the comments, although I think I had come across it on my own before that and decided to try it out. Maybe there was one early comment that was like, you've got to try this, that emboldened me to do so, and I'm so glad that I did. I never go anywhere without this, y'all. I wear it as my default. It's a little bit not quite. I mean, if I do just one really thin layer, it could work with no makeup. It's a little bit strong just to be skincare on a day when I'm not wearing any makeup, but with the lightest makeup look, it works. I don't even want to take it off. It's perfect. But I'll take it off and we'll move on. This was the indie winner before I realized that Soft Swells from Phytosurgence isn't as pigmented as Brave Break. Now I think Soft Swells would probably beat this out. It's by this little indie brand called Boreal Folk that I found out about because one of you left a random comment about this product. And I just Googled it, and then I ended up placing an order partly to test this out and also because they had very promising looking bath salts that I also ordered and absolutely loved. Like, I'm so gaga for those bath salts, and I really like this as well. However, practically speaking, it might as well be clear. Like, it doesn't really transfer much pigment. It won in its category because I've used it so much. And the reason that I like it is that it's got this big, round, flat bullet on the top, so it feels like it covers a lot of surface area. It's a little thin. It doesn't have the body of the Phytosurgence one. It's not that exquisite formula, you know, but it feels really nourishing. It feels like it has a lot of nourishing butters and oils in it. And it has a nice earthy, like forest scent. I just am always looking for it. I'm always trying to find it and use it. So even though it doesn't check all of my boxes in like a really super categorical way, I'm so glad I have it. And of all of the products that I've tested, it's one of the ones that I've used the most. So it had to be in the top. Best of Drugstore. Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Balm in the shade Red Dahlia. The layer that it leaves is so nourishing. The tint is so light. The color is so good. It's like this dusky, again, slightly purplish, slightly brownish, reddish, neutral, not quite as grayish as Soul Kiss from Rabanne, not quite as thick and nourishing as the Rabanne or the Phytosurgence, but the light pigment level and the fact that it feels so good to apply and the fact that it really nourishes the lips is what makes this knock it out of the park for me. And it's so affordable. I actually bought another one so that I would be able to find it more easily because I am, again, always looking for this. So those are the meaningful winners. And to me, the top two are the Rabanne and Burt's Bees. Like, this is the expensive fancy. This is the super affordable. These are the best of the best dream products. Like, I'm so glad that I embarked upon this search, if only to end up with these, just these two. I actually do feel like I never go anywhere without them. Like, they are just the best of the best of the best. So good. But I have a couple of more categories. The best glossy balm, Hourglass Rise. Here, I'll put it on. I love wearing this for filming. And whenever I have it on in a video, people in the comments are like, what's on your lips? Especially if I forget to link it. It's so goopy. It's so shiny. I love the color. It's really tingly and plumping and menthol-y. So it definitely fails the like bite into a sandwich test, you know? It's really makeup-y, but it's such a beautiful product and the color is really natural and like I don't know, the shine, the quality of the shine, the way the color interacts with the natural color of my lips. It's tinted, but it's sheer and it's cool toned, you know? Definitely one of the top finds of this entire search, but not, as it turned out, the tinted lip balm that I was looking for because it really doesn't read as skincare to me in use. It doesn't really feel like skincare, but you can't argue with it. It's beautiful. Best balm in a tube, which it turns out I don't dislike as much as I thought I did. I found her, surprise upset kind of, in that it's in a tube and also that it's Rhode, the Rhode Peptide Lip Tint in the shade Espresso. It's so good. This is another one that I'm always looking for. Because it's liquid, I can sheer it out enough. It's a little bit of a tough sell with no makeup. Again, a little bit of a tough sell with none. Maybe if I had a different color, I would be wearing it more often with absolutely none. But the lightest of makeup, just a little bit of a no makeup look, and this is perfect. Especially because it's so liquidy that I can apply just a little bit and sheer it way out. And it doesn't even need to look as strong as this. But this, it's like the longer I wear it, the more natural it starts to look. It just looks like a little bit of shine. I find this color so flattering. It's very hard to find a really cool toned brown like this. I absolutely love it. And it's really good for my lips. My lips love it. A beautiful product that I've been wearing a lot. I also appreciate that you can order this with a scent or without. I ordered it without, but you can like choose the scented version of the color if you want. And then lastly, the best clear. I haven't been looking for a clear. There are a lot of really good clear lip treatments on the market, but because I've been paying close attention to what I use a lot, I couldn't not mention that I'm using this constantly. It's the Auric Plush Ritual in the tube Recovery Ceramide Lip Treatment. I'm just going to add it because I love the color of the Rhode so much. I don't want to wipe it off. So this Plush Ritual in the tube is my true like lip treatment before bed, on the go when my lips are really dry, never fails, always looks lovely because it's like really thick and it does have sort of a sensual shine, you know. It is skincare more than anything, and I just wanted to give an honorable mention to it as the best clear lip treatment that I've had around that I've been using. Behold the winners. These are really my bests. I feel like I never need another tinted lip balm again. I actually found winners, which is great. In all of the other videos, it was like, well, maybe not the drugstore one, because in that one, I found the Burt's Bees and I was like, this is great. But it's the brown ones that I really love, you know? So the Rabanne and the Rhode, it's like all of this, all of these journeys, all of these videos eventually brought me here. And I'm really glad I did it because it's like, I love wearing them. They get me into wearing lip product again in a big way. And I've just been needing needing that. My lips and my spirit have been needing that. So I hope that you enjoyed this finale. I hope that it wasn't too disorganized. I feel like I should have put the winners at the beginning, but maybe then you wouldn't have watched to the end. Thank you for making it all the way through. Don't forget to take care of yourself, extra good care of yourself, so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.